The Washington Commanders select Josh Conerly, Jr.
Commanders family, welcome into Command Center. I'm Brian Colbert Jr. here with future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion Brian Mitchell, Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss. Fred said he wants me to call him Mr. 2 to the 1 and Mr. 2 to the 7. Fred Snoot, and then the prospect professor Logan Paulson. Fellas, we got our first round pick. We got the big boy Josh Conerly Jr. out of Oregon. How are y'all feeling after that pick?
I'm feeling good about it. I think you got a guy in here who's very athletic. He can move around. You know, very, very soft-spoken. But a guy that loses his mind once the ball is snapped. Reminds me a lot of a guy like Big Ray Brown. You know Ray? Ray was the nicest person in the world. But on the football field will take your heart out. I think that's the same way Conerly is.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic about it too. I think when you look at what we have back there already in Jedi 5, you have to make sure that that guy's protected at all costs and measures. So when you have a guy like that, you bring in JCJ to come in here and be a part of this offensive line that we already been building, man. It just give us that that look ahead to say we're not here just to play games. You know what I mean? We didn't go to the NFC Championship just for talks. We want to see ourselves there again and further.
Well, the thing about it is we have reinforced the reinforcement. Once you brought in Thompson, he literally,
I like that.
No, he pushed.
Where do you come up with this stuff, man?
I'm gonna speak up the truth, and when the truth hits me and touches me, I want to share it with people. Now, this is what he has done. He has reinforced it by Thompson moving here. He pushes Coleman here. Now you bring in a first-round tackle. Now it solidified this line to make it not a way above average line, but could be a dominating type line when you got an asset like Jedi 5 back there. It changes how you go about doing it. We reached some far lengths last year, but we also knew we still had holes in a couple of positions. Now we have a room that's so good that we don't even know who's gonna start.
There you go.
All right,
That's crazy.
That's different right there. That's different.
Yeah, and I totally agree with Fred. I think the thing that I get excited about is big athletic football players, right?
Yeah.
And he is that, right? We got Brandon Coleman, him, and think about how young this group is getting. Think about the potential it is. And then when he came in and spoke to us, man, I just get the passion that he has for football, right? Talking about his why with his family, the commander tag is important. The physicality is important, and they hit the nail in the head of both those.
I felt a little Bruce Banner from him.
Okay.
I felt, I'm chill, I'm soft-spoken. When the lights turn on,
get me
I'm going to turn into the hope. Because what I might do to you, I might have to apologize.
He prayed for people because he knocked their blocks off.
I see Reggie praying for that tackle. Get up off that ground.
And Logan, to your point, we're going to hear from Dan Quinn a little later. He said it's not just about what's on the tape. It's about the man. It's about the character. And we know that's how everybody feels in this building. And like you said, we got to talk to him. He came in right after his intro pressure. Let's hear from our first round pick, Josh Conerly Jr. It's time for the best seat in the house, presented by SeatGeek. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek. He's in the house. Get right here in the middle. How you doing, man?
Congrats,
Good to see you, big man. Yes, sir. Josh Conerly Jr. out of Oregon, our first round pick.
Man. Welcome to the family.
Congratulations, brother Logan.
Yes, sir. Come in right here. Welcome to the studio. Welcome to the DMV. We are so happy to have you, man. Now, we know these last 24 hours for you have been crazy. I'm sure you haven't had a chance to sit and really think about what's going on, man. How are you feeling right now? What has this 24 hours been for you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a lot of just.
It's been super calm, I'm sure. super chill.
No, it actually has been because I was at home for the draft and stuff. So for the most part, it was chill. But I mean, pretty nerve-wracking. Like when that moment happens, But I was with my family, so it made me feel really, really good, and being able to share that moment with them.
Congratulations.
For sure, I appreciate it.
Go ahead, Dan.
We all have, had this experience that you had last night, and as players, Logan, you still play the game. But what I want to ask you is, did you anticipate coming here? Did you have any team in mind that you say, I want to go to and I didn't want to go to?
No, I mean, I didn't have that mindset at all. I mean, whoever's taking a chance on me, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I'm glad it was here because this was a place that I visited on my 30 visits. You know what I mean? I just I wanted it to be one of the places I visit on my 30 visits.
No doubt.
Or, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to do all that traveling for nothing, you know? I was glad I got to get in the building and kind of experience it before, you know. I'm just glad that this wasn't my first time being in the building, you know what I mean? So.
Well, Josh, when I'm listening to you talk, you sound a little emotional there.
Yeah.
And this is a life-changing moment.
Yeah.
How good does this really feel for you?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, being a true West Coast guy myself, you know what I mean, and coming to the East Coast, and I mean, just having AP and Coach Dan Quinn just take a chance on me, you know, it means the world to me, you know what I mean, and you know, we're gonna make things happen.
I did a little of my homework now, and I seen you running the ball when you was young. Running the tatum. So did you ever think, you know what, while you was dreaming when you was that young dude, when you was dreaming, when you was that young dude, just thinking about it, did you ever think your name was gonna get called when you got that call? It was gonna be for a tackle, not somebody that handles the ball and get a little glory.
Yeah, No. but hey, it's God's work. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Amen.
So for the most part, once I made that transition to O-line, I had to take it all the way.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know, Coleman used to play point guard, and Trent Williams used to run the ball also.
Right.
So it's a little trend we got going with the linemen. We like for them to have some athlete in them.
Yeah. So that's tight.
Yeah. So you came out on the visit, right? You did the Top Golf thing. I heard you're really, really good at golf.
Yeah. No.
Amazing. How was it? How was it seeing all those guys and kind of meeting the staff when you were out there?
No, it was great spending a lot of time with Coach Bobby Johnson.
Yeah.
And just spending a lot of time just around everybody, to be honest, because, I mean, everybody was there. And, there was a great group of guys that they were hosting as well. So, I mean, getting to be around those guys as well. So, it was a really good time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Josh, I think our favorite thing that all of us saw when we were hearing you talk is your mention of your family.
Yeah.
And how important they are to you and how much they support you. We all know how big it is to have that support system. We know what this moment means for you and what it means for your life. But what does it mean for your family getting to see you accomplish this dream?
I mean, I know for my parents, just seeing all their hard work pay off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They ain't get mushy on you last night.
It's
did
a
they?
real.
And I'm good there.
You did too, right there.
Nah, really,
I was just pumped. I'm not a big crier. But, I mean,
There's still time.
For the most part, it was just that's what I do it for, you know. That's my why. So it was just great to experience all that with them.
Well, Josh, congratulations, man. We're so happy for you. You express your emotions however you want to, but just know, for men that don't like crying, it is okay to cry and enjoy this moment.
It'll be a moment you won't be able to stop it.
When it hits you, you're going to be like, wow.
You win a Super Bowl, them tears start coming down.
And it's
Just tell them your eyes are sweating.
Great talking to the young fella, Josh Conerly. Now, it's time for your winning numbers, presented by the Maryland Lottery. Please play responsibly. Now, here's a look at some numbers from Josh Conerly's college career. Conerly started 14 games at left tackle for the Ducks during his last season in Oregon, with 0 pressures allowed in 10 of 14 games. Having a guy like him in the trenches will set up Jaden for success, I have no doubt.
I come to my desk the other day.
Welcome back into Command Center. Now it's time for your Can't Miss Moment, presented by FanDuel. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official partner of the Washington Commanders. Adam, you go offensive lineman. What goes into that decision? How great are you feeling right now? We see that smile on your face.
Yeah, I feel great. Yeah, I feel incredible. A lot went into that decision. I mean, it went all the way back to, really August, and when Paul Skansky, our West Coast area scout, was jumping on the table for him really early. And really throughout the whole process, just kept gaining steam and momentum, and the whole building was behind it, right? It was our scouts, and then it was the coaches, R&D, everybody. I mean, Bobby Johnson, of course, because he's a lineman, but like Brian Johnson, Cliff left me a note in my office like 4 days ago when I wasn't in there, I'd stepped out, and there's just like a note on my desk. Take the tackle from Oregon.
It's time for Draft Insights, presented by Microsoft Copilot. We're obviously really excited about Josh Conerly, the tackle from Oregon, and one of the things that sticks out to him is his athleticism. So let's check out the 3 highest vertical jumps, because that's a great indicator of athleticism for the offensive lineman. Let's check it out. And here we go. Josh Conerly's popping up. Copilot's working through it. It's a great way to aggregate all this data. And there we go. Josh Conerly, 34.5 inches, man. 3rd highest vertical jump at the combine. Let's check out some tape. And one of the guys we've been studying is Josh Conerly here, number 76 for Oregon. And I'm just so ecstatic to be talking about this player, because he is a big, athletic, tough, smart son of a gun. Now let's take a look at this first play. And I think a lot of people say, oh, that's good pass pro, but they don't know why it's good pass pro, Fred. And when I look at this, Fred, I see a lot of defensive back principles here. Because how would you play man-to-man coverage versus like a receiver like Tanner?
Yeah, first thing I got to do when I walk up on a receiver like Tanner is I got to split my body with him. I want to always keep an inside presence. All right, so when he turned to go inside, I'm still there by body. Now, if he goes outside, I got to chase. And I understand that that's my angle. But if I have his body and I maintain it, it ain't just doing it, it's maintaining it.
And B. Mitch, does this look like half a man to you? This looks like the same principle, right?
Same principle there.
Same principle. When he goes inside, I'm going to lean on that outside hand. And so what I see is a guy who's using kind of defensive back techniques, playing that half a man, and he's athletic enough to get it done. And B. Mitch, you pointed this out, man. This guy, 44, wants to give up on this.
This is one, I mean, he has heavy hands. Conerly has heavy hands. You see when he hits him and he sets, he stops. Wow, boom. And then he's able to move laterally where he doesn't allow a guy to get past him.
Love that, man. And again, like big athletic dude. And to me, this is where you see that athleticism show up, right? We're going to get a little line stunt here. What do they call this? An ET?
It's ET stunt.
For a tackle, this is like the gold standard of movement skills, right? Because if I can't get back into this, right, that looper's going to get around
there,
right?
He is. And he's going to start to get depth. And when he starts to get depth, now I got to turn and chase. I got to turn my hips. If you notice, he never has to turn his hips right there. His hips stay lateral to the field.
And his weight was outside at first, and then he was able to get it here, so he can get right back down.
It's a great point. The hips stay square the whole time, so I never am out of position. I'm never in a bad spot. And when you watch this film, this is consistent, man. He does a great job of staying with it and being in a good position. And then the other thing he does well is he can move and pull, and you see that in the run game. He's pretty dramatic in this regard. They call this like taxi or truck, down block, pull to the perimeter, and not a lot of guys can do this, B, right?
A lot of tackles can't do it for real.
Can't get out of space.
Trent Williams did this. Jim Lassay did
for
this.
a guy who don't play running back before.
Played running back, he's got the vision, right?
He knows where he's going.
Agility,
and I see these guys, they're in phase. They're in phase, that's exactly what you want, and you see him to go down with the DB here and create this beautiful running lane. That's awesome. And Tanner, you said something, I watched this clip probably 20 times. And the first time you watched it, you said, oh, where's he lined up?
On the right side.
On the right side, right? Like,
So
I
that
didn't
tells
know.
you everything you need to know about him.
He can do both, right? This is like the first time probably in his college career he lined up on the right side. And again, like I see a guy who understands good getting off the ball here. Watch him work down line of scrimmage, keep this nice and flat, and use his athleticism to wash this guy 5 yards out of the spot.
But notice this. That play was supposed to go to the left. He got to the outside of that guy where the running back could have stayed outside if he wanted to.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. And again, like that's some of the athleticism that he brings. And this is one of my favorite plays from the Senior Bowl. Everyone's like, oh no, can he pass protect on the right? Because it's hard, man. It's a different position.
Well, he's also a right-hander. I actually think it's harder for a right-hander to play left tackle.
Why is that?
Because you got to realize your strength and you're right spear dominated. So at the end of the day, if he can do it with his left hand, now he can get on the right. He's going to be that much better.
Be a little more dominant.
I think that's great because, like, as a pass protector, when I played tight end, I always like punching with my right because it's your dominant hand. And so think about it. On the left side, he's punching inside out. Right? That's a great point, Fred. So now, can he do it? Can he get it done? Dude, right? Every once in a while comes with some sneaky stuff in his linen suit. You know what I'm saying?
Ivy League do it to
A left-handed boxer, right-handed boxer who boxes southpaw.
Thank you.
When he's jabbing you, he's jabbing you with his strong hand.
Absolutely. And so this is hard, man. To close distance to a rusher and then watch him with this left hand. I see strength there, man.
Gotcha.
I see strength.
Put his hands on you, it's a wrap.
Snatching that chain, right?
And you see that ability to play left tackle come out in this play playing right. Like, that shows why now I'm going to get lateral, and I'm used to doing it with my left hand. No problem.
Look at the defender. The defender's still on the line of scrimmage.
What stands out the most is when he got that guy. Normally when you get a guy to open up like that, especially at tackle,
they're not that agile enough to get back inside and be on point with like he basically shows you that no I'm still here.
Yeah,
I ain't going nowhere. You're not
Yeah.
gonna lose me. So that just shows you right there how athletic he is as a tackle.
That's a great point. I hope all these clips show that. Right? Is that does he have some growing to do? Absolutely. But the athletic ceiling, the athletic ceiling.
Nobody comes out of college perfectly ready.
No, that's exactly
so
right.
he needs some growth. Yes, he's gonna get it too.
But I think that number 6 is Donovan Ezeraku, right? A lot of fans wanted him. He's locking him down here, and you see the athleticism, you see the strength, and I see a guy who's technically smart with the football, right? And it gets me really excited, man. And again, thinking about him in this offense with Cliff and what it does for
Wild boars combined. That's what I want. Just add the boys that smell like bacon. That's all it's
add
about.
the pork, right?
Add the boys that smell like bacon.
Yeah, man. Obviously, we're really excited about it. Josh Conerly. And again, Brian, let's get back to you. We're having too much fun in here.
Oh man.
Commanders family, you enjoying the content? Well, I have great news for you. We have podcasts and shows throughout the off season all week long. We have the Get Loud podcast. We have the Next Man Up podcast. We have the Command Center podcast. We have our flagship show, Command Center. We got Ticket to the Draft. We have so much great content for y'all. So make sure you subscribe and click that doorbell to be notified every time the Commanders post on their YouTube page.
Hello?
Hi, is this Josh?
Yeah.
Josh, what's up, man? It's Adam Peters with the Commanders. How you doing?
What's going on? How are you?
Doing great, man. I've been
great
breath
too.
for about 20 picks. Hoping you
Hell
do,
yeah.
man. Welcome to the Brotherhood. We are so pumped to have you.
Rainier Beach to DC, bro.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, that's right, man. We're so pumped, man. We cannot wait to get you here, man. You represent all the things we love about our team, so you're going to fit in great here.
Hey man, welcome to Washington. Can't wait to see you. Another job.
Man, I appreciate you. That's what we like to. Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, a lot of special things going on, and can't wait to see you. Congrats.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy the night.
Welcome back in, Commanders family. It's time for Securing the W, presented by Hercules Fence. Security in every job. You analyze a guy like Josh Conerly, you look at him and say, he fits what they're doing over the Commanders. AP was so excited when he came into the room right after drafting him. He said the whole room was excited. Can you explain why you are so excited to add a guy like Conerly to our locker room?
Yeah, it's not just the physical traits. And that's where it starts because there's obviously the traits that you have to have at this level to be excellent. And then there's all the other factors that you want to go into that, like as the teammate. And Logan can speak to that specifically. Some of the very best teammates have been excellent players, and they can help others get better. They got high standards for themselves and raise others around them. There's leadership that goes into those things. So we wanted to have, want to have, the strongest and most cohesive locker room in all of professional sports. And so to do that, you've got to bring in men that are all about it. And want to go compete, want to push one another, want to get better, and that's what Conerly represents through his time at Oregon. And you get lots of calls and texts afterwards from whether it's from their school or other people that evaluated him. But that's some of the things that don't show up on the tape that a fan or somebody doesn't know. Kind of what's behind the ribcage on some of these players. And so for a guy like Conerly, the competitiveness, the toughness. You can see a lot of things on tape, but you also want to find out what the teammate is, and he's a really committed player.
And you took your time with him, right? Because you had him in for a visit, you met with him at the Combine, you talked to him at the Senior Bowl. Like, how important are those tools in terms of, in Conerly's case, of saying, like, this is the guy we want, as opposed to, the scout's been watching him for 4 years. Like, I'm sure it's a combination of everything, but it just seems like you guys really did your homework on this player.
Yeah, because so much of the scouts, they're everything for this.
Yeah, right.
How many of them have seen him for 3 years at Oregon.
I think about that. Like, they saw him as a baby.
Yes. Yeah. I've seen this guy so many times. I've seen him for 3 years. I've been to the school. I've been to practices. I've seen him against the other guys. I've been to 6 Oregon games over the last couple of years. And so, and even Adam and Lance seeing Oregon play this year, I think in the playoffs. So the scouting part it's critical. Postseason and who they are and measurables and physicals and what they stand for. That's why those interactions are important, because it's not everybody you don't get to know in one interaction.
Sure.
So from Senior Bowls to combines to visits here, all of those count. And you keep checking that's the type of person, that's the type of guy that would fit in well with this group of players, because not their relationship with us, it's their relationship towards one another.
Man, so great to talk to Dan Quinn. I feel like we're always learning something when we get to talk to our fearless leader. Now, it's time for Top 5, presented by UA Local 5 Plumbers, protecting the health of the nation's capital since 1890. Now, here's a look at the top 5 picks from this year's NFL Draft. No surprise here, Cam Ward going number 1 to the Tennessee Titans. Then the Jaguars surprised everybody and traded up to get defensive back and wide receiver Travis Hunter out of Colorado. Then the New York Giants got Abdul Carter, an edge out of Penn State. Then the Patriots went offensive line. They drafted Will Campbell out of LSU. And then the Cleveland Browns got Mason Graham at defensive tackle. A very, very interesting first round, and honestly, a very interesting 2025 NFL Draft. Fellas, you saw it there. Some guys went to some big teams.
Yeah.
That first round was very interesting.
Yeah.
We got to imagine these next couple rounds will be like that. But let's focus on that first round first. Logan, anything stand out to you? Anything surprise you about how those first picks went?
Yeah, the interesting thing is that the picks were chalk. The players were chalk. Mm-hmm. The thing that was probably most surprising was Cleveland trading out of 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jacksonville trading up. And so really you're trading 2 first-round picks for a wide receiver / cornerback and Travis Hunter. It just seemed like a
but he is 2 first rounders.
But that's how they paid him. That's how they paid the price for it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so interesting, because is he going to be that at the NFL level? And so again, for them to make that move to support Trevor Lawrence, giving away draft capital, I thought that was super interesting.
We got to talk about the elephant in the room, Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
And I think this vibrating the whole draft right now, and just watching that inside look at the Sanders home and watching prime time and watching him, and he had to get up and give a speech because he didn't go in the first round. Yeah. Like I say, you don't have to go to the first round to be great in this league anyway. First of all, 70%, 60% of first rounders don't get to play that 4th year. So at the end of the day, just worry about what team, what organization bring you in, and hopefully they got the infrastructure around you to nurture you and make sure you're good.
A lot of people see that first round and say, man, we didn't hear those sexy names that we saw all year long. That was just so explosive out there, giving us that, that gratifying feeling to watch these guys each and every Saturday. So just think about what's going to happen in this draft. B. Mitch came in and said it's going to be a lot of starters in this draft. And we haven't seen half of them come off the board yet. So it's going to be something special.
It's going to be a scramble. It's going to be a scramble.
Yeah, for me, I think it was, what I remember from the first round, a lot of lives were changed. A lot of them positively, a lot of them negatively. But it's only changed negatively completely if you don't do anything about it. I'll say for the guys that were drafted in the first round, your job is just starting. The guys that were not drafted, your job is just starting. You get to prove to people that they made a mistake. So I tell people all the time, it's easy to be drafted. It's hard to stay. 14 years. You know what I'm saying? When you stay around, it's because you didn't worry about that day of the draft. You cared about what you had to do after the draft. And I would say to a lot of guys out there, it's not over. Just because you didn't go where you thought you were going to go, your story is still going to be written.
And Fred, we weren't with you when the Giants traded back up. Did you think when they traded back up to get a quarterback, I think we knew it was quarterback, did you think it was going to be Shedeur there?
No, I thought it was going to be Jackson Dart.
Really? So you and Logan called.
Ole Miss quarterback, a better athlete than you think he is. Got a way stronger arm than you think he is. He's been playing good ball since he's been at USC.
Fred lies?
No. A pair of lips will tell a lie, but I won't. I'm saying, I just thought he fit the New York quarterback mold better than Shedeur. And I thought they were going Jackson Dart.
Okay, Commanders family, it has been a fun weekend of draft. And make sure you stay tuned to all of our stuff because we're going to be getting the rookies in the building. We're going to be talking to them. We'll maybe talk to Coach, maybe AP a little more. We have a lot coming, so make sure you stay tuned. For Logan Paulson, for Mr. 2 to the 1, for Santana, here's your Hall of Famer Brian Mitchell. I'm Brian Colbert Jr. This is Command Center. We out this thing.
Peace.